if I could make 300-400 grand, I could pay my house off in the next 5 years. And then what does life look like? I wanted to make 50 grand by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Do you think that's achievable?
Yeah.
Really?
I think I'm at 8 to 10k lifetime profit in my first 6 months. My 7th month was 12.5k profit. My next month was 18, next month was 26, and I had a 46k month. It's a bit of a clean slate. He's different to other people, as in a lot of the people I've worked with have a fair base with their match betting. They've kind of had 1 to 2 years history or 6 months plus, whereas he's only had 3 months.
So that's Wemby. You'll hear more about him in a second. If you haven't watched the full Mentorship Program vlog, it's linked on the screen now. Would recommend watching that first. However, this meeting here is Wemby and Lenny's full onboarding meeting. If Lenny's going to work with the members of the community who want to get to the absolute top in their match betting game, he needs to understand who he's working with, how he's going to work with them, and what their goals and expectations are. Once he understands who he's working with, he can then tailor his advice to that individual to maximize the chances of them getting the most out of this. If you don't know what the Mentorship Program is, it is our absolute top line service here at the system. It is designed for members who want to take their match betting to the absolute top level. There are members making anywhere from $5,000 a month all the way up to more than $40,000 per month. You can use the chapters on the timeline if you want to skip to the parts you want to listen to, because there are some off-topic chats. Lenny goes into Wemby's family. Wemby shares a lot of his personal life and how he got here. And just one more thing I want to point out, Wemby to this point was 4 months into his journey and had only made about $1,400 profit before deciding to pull the trigger. This was obviously filmed on May 8. In his first month with Lenny, he's made $7,000 profit, and that goal that he wants to achieve in the next 12 months is looking like it's going to be smashed. Hopefully you enjoy the chat. Don't forget to subscribe.
Before that, I was working at a paper mill because I was a roof plumber, so I'm plumber by trade. So I did that for 15 years.
Out of school, did that?
Yeah. Straight out of school, and then I was doing that for ages. And then my mate's old man used to work at Sorbent.
Yeah.
So we made all the hand towel and toilet paper and that. I was over it. I was a manager at a roofing company at the time. I was like, nah, I'm done, I'm over this. So then I just got a job there, just in Box Hill. So just doing shift work.
Yeah.
It was the easiest job ever.
Just to kind of pass time and...
Just to pass time, yeah. I couldn't do what I was doing anymore, so I was like, nah, that's it. And then...
this opportunity came up?
Yeah.
So was that, why'd you move? Was that...
Purely work.
Okay.
Just purely because of this.
Tough to move, or...?
So my wife is from here originally.
Yeah.
So she's got family and stuff here, and my best mate lives up here.
Yeah.
So we were sort of always looking to do it, but then with the actual move...
Way better than these.
Oh, fuck. Well, like I said to JP the other day, he goes, the weather, and he goes, I don't care about weather. I said, wait till you have kids and then let's have that conversation. Because in Melbourne, it's so cold and so wet, you can't do anything. You're stuck inside the whole time. So, up here, this is winter. It's like this for the next 3 or 4 months. 3 years. Yeah. So summer sucks because it rains and it's hot. But this is...
Well, it's still better than fucking any other summer else. Sydney just gets fucking too hot. And just...
It's too hot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is winter.
And you got kids?
Degrees. Yeah, I got 3.
How old were they when you moved?
So 8, so it'll be 5, 6, 5, 3 and 9 months?
Yes, just before school.
8 months. Yeah, my son was starting. So we knew that we were moving on the 9th of December, and we were here by January 3rd.
Yeah.
And my son started school that year.
So you planned that well?
Well, not really, no, it was chaos. It was 3 weeks. So we moved. So we knew we were leaving on December 9. So we got a house up here, got a school, packed up our whole house, worked out renters and everything for a house in Melbourne, and then moved within 4 weeks. Yeah, it was chaos.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend doing that, especially with 3 kids.
Yeah.
So.
But obviously loving it now.
I love it. Yeah. I won't move back.
Yeah. You get out of the beach much?
My whole family and everything. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. My whole family and that is all down there, and all my mates. But nah, I'll never move back now.
Who do you follow on the footy?
Collingwood.
Same.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's all right.
5 minutes later.
Everyone's like, oh, they're gone. I'm like, guys, it's 3 weeks.
20 minutes later.
There's no club that just provides entertainment like Collingwood do.
1 eternity later.
The Giants prelim?
Yeah.
You couldn't see any orange.
No.
There's one section.
Yeah, it was
with 3 orange blokes in there.
90,000 people or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So.
So tell me about your match betting. Where have you come from with that? So how did you find the boys in the first place?
funny thing is my sister is like on the I don't know what she does, but it's like she gets onto these competitions, stuff like that. So you go,
Giveaways and stuff.
giveaway. So she'll go, this thing's giving away. You got to comment, tag people.
Yep.
And she was doing that, and then she just did one. It was for you guys when you were giving away 2,000.
Yeah.
$2,000.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it would have been like maybe end of November or something.
Yeah.
A little bit mid-November last year.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what's this? I actually entered it and stuff like that. And then from that's literally how I found you. Like, it was so random.
Yeah.
And I sort of got off social media. So I'm on Instagram a little bit, but like all my others, I've got accounts, but I just don't really go on it.
Yeah.
So for me to actually like click on her story and that, it's like pure random. It was really fluky. And I didn't know anything about it. And then I just started watching content really. And then I spoke to JP, I think, maybe start of December.
Yeah. Okay.
And then went system and then platinum December.
Yeah.
So I didn't do anything though with the system
Yep.
until I fully started on Jan 2nd of this year.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Fresh one. This is good because normally, like, I spend a lot of time in this meeting, kind of getting to know what they're doing with their match betting, but you're like, you haven't had time to work out what you're doing.
really nothing. So
That's perfect. You've got no bad habits, put it that way.
the only thing that I might have bad habits with, I've sort of ironed them out now, but I focus too much on my non-promo.
Yeah. Okay. So started with the system, platinum.
Yeah. So
What's progression been from then to now?
sorry.
What's the progression from then to now been like?
Well, I'm currently on a 50 unit size. So it started off like 10 and just worked my way up.
Yeah.
The only thing that I really get frustrated with is my non-promo betting. Because I try and get even matches.
Yeah.
And I don't look for anything other than that.
To not lose money or like lose
Yeah.
less money.
So I lose commission or break even. The problem that I've been having with that lately is if I have to take starting price, then it's like it was Jimmy Star or something. I had 2 non-promos. I took starting price was like, say, $2.60. I think its starting price was $2.70 or $2.80, and it cost me like $20 on each one. So it was because did it lose? I can't remember. It was either lost or it didn't win. It would have lost.
Yeah.
So it was. I took starting price, and then it was like $20 on each bet that I had lost. So I did the stake. It was like $50 at like $2.60, and then I took starting price. So it was like I laid like $31 or $32 or something like that. I don't know the exact thing, but it was like on that race I lost like $40. So it's more trying to work out that. I started to try and play around because when I first started, people were like, "Oh, if you lay a little bit extra, you can save on commission," and I was like, "Oh, that's good," because when I was on $10 unit size, it was like 70 cents, but then it was like 14 cents or something for each one. I was like, "Oh, that's good," but then I had a day when everything won, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, that's not good," because it was like $4 or $3 on each one that won, and I was like, that cost me on my unit size. That cost me a lot. So I was like, So it's more that, like everything else, like following the system, that is all right.
Yeah.
It's more not like I know that I'm like losing way too much on promos. So I was trying to work out like
How to save money in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've spoken to people and they're like JP and Steve and stuff like that, and they're like, just sort of do what you're doing. But it's more if I get it wrong,
Then it fucks.
then it like.
Are you in the sports system?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you obviously liking it. You're pretty active in the Discord and here now.
Yeah.
How do you find the Discord?
Really good. So I think I've learned like most from like Fudge, Jordan. Obviously Harry's my coach.
Yeah.
So Harry.
I work with all three of them.
I do. Oh yeah, I know you do Fudge and Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Jordan Apples.
Yeah, Jordan,
Oh, you work with him?
Jordan Apples, not Jordan Apples.
Yeah. So he's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, I've just learned through them.
Yeah.
Like they've like, oh, try this or try that, and then I've just gone
Mate,
through.
honestly, I did the same thing with 3 blokes, and we basically brought ourselves up to a point over like a year and a half to making the money that we're making back then. Like, just from community. Like, it's unbelievable how much.
Just for speaking with those guys,
Yeah, and that's kind of why I have the knowledge I do now, because I speak to guys like yourself every day and just keep growing, learning more and more. How do you find the sports system?
it's fine, really.
Yeah.
The only thing that sometimes, like if the sports, like the other day, I put a multi, like a 4-way multi on. Yeah. Just got it in the calculator, and I think it was like an 8 or 9% loss, but I wanted to get for sustainability, I wanted to get a non-promo multi on those 4 accounts. Yeah. So I was like, just to get my sustainability up, I was sort of happy to take the 9%. I don't usually do that, but it was more like if I can just hedge that and do a multi over that, then I'll do that. But other than that, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. So it's more just ironing out and then learning like the skills, obviously, because I obviously know what you've done from your podcast and stuff like that. And I've always said, even from the start to the boys and that, like I'd love to get to where Lenny's got to in that, even as half as good. That's like elite. So.
No, you haven't made much profit, have you?
I'm not, sitting at the moment 1,400 profit.
Now that's obviously very little considering what you've chosen to pay here and what you've chosen to put yourself into. Yep. Why have you kind of done that? Why have you kind of put yourself in this position?
So it's through the start of this year. I've had a lot happening, like just in personal life and stuff like that, with like my mental health at the start of this year. So through that process, it's more just learning about like investing in myself, because it's still with my brother-in-law's business. It's still like his predominantly. Yeah. And I do a lot of work, but I do get like benefits, but not like I do if I was doing it myself. Yeah. So I wanted to sort of just invest in myself. If I can use this as a jumping board to do anything, really, do something else. Yeah. So
I just kind of give you that safety outside of what you're on.
What I'm doing now. So if I can do match betting and I can grow it and do like who knows where
where you can take it.
I don't really know where I can take it. So I'm only going off like what I've heard. I don't actually know the processes or anything like that. So it's more just trying to invest in myself to learn more skills and grow like personally.
So a massive mindset shift for you.
It has been,
one of the main reasons.
Yeah. Like
now, obviously that's huge to be a part of it. But what's the kind of trust you've put into us? Like why have you kind of trusted us with this investment into yourself?
It's a good question, actually. I don't really know the answer because I've only made $1,500 in 4 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Like I've put, and the amount of hours that I've put in is like the other day I put 4 hours and put 7 non-promo bets on. Like I was in front of the computer trying to find them for like 7 bets, 4 hours. So I'm like, because I want to do it. I don't know. I guess it's mainly community, getting the confidence through the community, through speaking with Harry and Fudge and stuff like that, and then listening to like I've watched literally every part of content that you put out. It's like as soon as it comes out, I watch it. So I think that's just given me the confidence.
Yeah. So you trust us based on what we provide.
What you provide, yeah, pretty much. And then knowing that, like, I don't know how many, like 3,000 bets or something like that, and I'm in profit. So I'm like, and the variance, like I think the system's been like 20 units profit.
Yeah, you've joined one of the worst periods. Pretty much. The worst period ever.
The worst period. So 20 units in 4 months. I've only been on 50 unit size for maybe 2 months. Yeah. So realistically, like the system has made nothing for what, even the start, I was on $10 unit size and I haven't lost money. So it's sort of like, I don't know, just go all in.
So you've just thrown yourself in the deep end based on just trust and seeing the potential upside.
Pretty much. I've always said from the start of where I wanted to get to, I'm not going to get to that with doing it by myself. Yeah. I just don't know. Yeah. So it's more like leveraging your knowledge and getting a mentor and you to help me step by step. Because that's the way that I learn as well, is someone sort of showing me. I can do it, but more if I had to work it out myself.
Yeah, well, the main struggle most people run into, like I run into myself, is when you're trying to learn everything yourself, trying to pick up knowledge. It just takes fucking time. Like you can speak to you guys in your Discord for the next year and a half, and you still won't be at the level you could be with kind of gaining the expertise, which is I wish I had this. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like it's massive because it's essentially just saving you time.
Yeah.
That's elite. Now,
It's like even if someone posts something and they said, "Oh, is this okay, or can you do this?" If I have to work it out, that's where I actually I struggle. Like, so I can't actually give any advice to anyone because I'm like, I don't actually know how to work that out properly to where I know I'm right. So I knew that I wouldn't be able to do it.
what this does is it opens your mind up to different opportunities. Like you're kind of tunnel visioned in your current mindset, but then I float an idea at you, and you've gone from here to here. Like you just start thinking from a different perspective, which is like it literally happens to everyone I work with. It happened to me when I started working with the boys, and they say something to me. It's like, fuck, I didn't think of that. Like I've been doing this for how long now, and I still haven't thought of something as simple as that. That's what is massive in this. The people who make the most from this, like, well, not make the most financially, but make the most out of it just generally, they're the ones who kind of abuse me the most, like in terms of they'll just message me fucking every day, like book calls with me every week, just to get any extra bit of information they can to then open their vision up and kind of expand on what they already have and what the general direction I push you in is going to be.
Yeah, I'll apologise early because I might be one of those people a bit of hard work trying to learn. I might be like, Lenny, what do I do? So
No, you'll have a pretty clear direction on where you're going. You're with kind of goals and like you have set tasks to essentially do after each lesson we have. Now, what's the time you currently put into your match betting?
how much do I put into it?
Yeah.
A lot.
What's your work hours and what available time do you have for it?
I work really like sporadic. Like I left home at 6 yesterday and I got home at 7 last night. So, but that's one day. One day. I predominantly.
And then that's not going to be the same as next Tuesday.
Won't be the same. No. So it can change. Like predominantly like 6 till like 4:30 I might get home.
Yeah.
My job's really flexible though, so like if I was like following the system today, I can still do that fine. I won't do like non-promos because I'll do it on my phone, but I'll just do that like when I get home tonight. Because I drive a lot as well, so it's really hard. Like sometimes I work night shifts, sometimes I work afternoon shift. So I'm really sporadic.
But you fit it in wherever you can, kind of.
I put shitloads of hours in. Yeah. So like on a Saturday,
And you've got your whole Saturday free?
Sunday.
Saturday free?
I'll do it from. I take my girls to dancing in the morning, and I go from like maybe 10. Like that might be just like New Zealand or working out at what accounts I need like non-promos on, and then I sometimes won't finish till like 7 o'clock at night. And that's only purely because setting up in the morning, following during the day, but then I know I'll have to do non-promos at the end of the day or bonus turnover. So I might be till 7 sometimes.
Interesting. So obviously you put in a fair bit of time into it for not a whole lot of financial reward so far. Why do you think that's been? There's obviously an enjoyment factor in it too.
I enjoy it. And I don't know, like my wife says, once I get something in my head, sometimes I waver though. But I think this is what's different this time because like I've tried trading and stuff like that, crypto and stuff, looking at charts, and that's fine, but I never had really invested as in like in course like this into a mentorship or anything. I didn't actually invest money into it. So that's why another thing, it's like a mindset shift that I'm actually investing like money. Well, I have to do it now kind of thing, which I know that everyone sort of says that unless if you get it for free, you're not going to do it. You go, oh yeah, I'll do this for a little bit, but when you're spending like money to do it, you're like, oh well, I have to do it. It's more, I don't know, I just want to get better. Like that's why I think I put all the hours in, and like I said, I think I spent 4 hours the other day and put 7 non-promos on. Like I was literally just watching the computer for like 4 hours straight.
That hurts to hear.
Like it's but I need it on the accounts.
Yeah.
Like it's just those.
You think you need it though?
Huh?
You think you need it?
Yeah. So I mean, JP rinsed me a thing because I had my accounts at the start at like some of them 4, 5, 6 to 1 for like my ratios, and he's like, man, that's where your profit's going. So when I dropped that, that's when I brought profit back from what it was. But even now, like I was looking at accounts that were like 1 or under 1. Like I had one the other day, before it was like 0.5. Like ratios, like it was under 1. So I'm like, I don't know how many promos it was, but it was like I needed to do like 7, 8, 10 on promos just to get it above 1.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I just focus on the account to try and get it up. So that's my non-promoing as well.
This is gonna be huge because like you think you're doing what's best for your accounts and like making money.
Yeah.
And then once you have that kind of mindset of knowing what actually is best, it gets so much easier.
So you don't think that? Well, I just try and keep them at like 1.5, except for tab and that.
Well, you're just kind of like you're operating currently on what you assume is best, and you kind of that potentially changes week to week.
Yeah.
Whereas going forward, you'll be operating knowing what you have to do. Like you get it done, you make the money.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you have a clear path, and what are you doing?
Yeah. So like this is where it's weird, like because like I first of all, when the old spreadsheet it said like 4 and above is elite, or 3 and above, 3 to 1 is elite ratios. I'm like,
but then that's like, obviously I say this to everyone, but like every bookie is different, right? They're not the same company. They've got different people working on different practices, different things they want. So why would you treat every bookie the same?
I just had it in my head that I didn't want to get banned on any bookie. So I'm like, if I can keep my ratios at elite on every bookie, well then.
So but like in saying that, does every bookie want good ratios? They're not the same. They're not the same bookie. One might, one won't.
Yeah.
That's
then like sports bet and that TAB, they like just keep it 1 to 1. And I'm like 1 to 1. Like I feel like I'm going to lose it, but you're right. I don't know. Like it's just what I think is right. So I've just gone, okay, well I want to keep it at this ratio, so that's what I did. Now I don't. Obviously, I keep it to 2 to 1. But I spend hours if I don't find it, because I'm like, I don't want to lose that account. I think it was like whatever it was. Like I don't want to lose it, so I need to get this amount just to get it over 1.
Yeah.
So I'll just sit there and do it until I get it to that.
It's been good. I've spoken to guys on the phone who's runs like $30,000 units.
$30,000 units. How does he? Thank you, mate. Cheers. How does he sustain that though? How does he not get banned?
So a $30,000 unit is 60. What's that? So 600 bets.
How does he have time to get all them on? He obviously has people working for him. Yeah.
But basically, the point is that's possible on the same Saturday you're running your $50 unit size. Same as the guys running $2,500 units or $100.
Just like leverage other people to help you and do it for you.
How you spend your time. And what are you doing in that time?
Yeah. I'm obviously doing stuff, not to thing, but when I'm trying to get like an even non-promo, like even stake, even back and lay, I can get them. My percentage where I actually get them on is pretty high. Like I reckon it would be probably 90% where I don't fuck up. It's when I do fuck up, that's when I'm losing. Sometimes $50, sometimes $30. I had one the other day where I had a harness. It should have got matched and it didn't, but I put the back on and then it glitched, and by the time I went to lay it jumped, and it went from like even, which was like $2, and it went to like $15 straight away. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was watching the race, I was like, okay, and Betfair and stuff like that. It was coming second like almost the whole race, and it didn't drop under like $10. So I'm like, I can't lay it at $10 because I'm going to lose more than what I would do anyway. So I lost that whole unit. When I didn't really do anything wrong as such, it was just like, I was too slow probably, but other than that, but it cost me a unit just from, because my Betfair was getting drained, it was putting a lot of like stress on, fuck, I'm winning. Yeah. I lost like it was probably about 300 on one day because my bonuses were winning and I was like getting frustrated with that. So I'm like, if I just back and lay a higher odds horse, it's like $8 or something, obviously less odds chances in my mind at this stage when I was losing it. Less chances going to lose, and then I fucked up the lay. And then on one race I lost like a couple $100, and I'm like, holy fuck, don't do that again. I needed to do it though because I was getting frustrated. I'm like, now I know if I'm getting frustrated, I'll just turn it off. It happened the other day. I was cracking the shits. I'm like, I won't bet anymore. Like I won't back and lay because I'm going to lose more money when I'm frustrated at something than I would not. But that's been a lot, like my non-promoing and the stress of Betfair. Not doing it, I'm okay with that. It's more like it getting drained, and then I've got to top it up, and then where am I going to get the money from? And I've got to pull it from here. And
Tell me about like your bankroll situation.
I haven't gone through my accounts, but it would be maybe 7 or 8K in my accounts.
What do you have in savings?
I've just released 10 grand.
Yeah. Well, basically, is it going to be an issue if we go above that 10?
I'm selling my house in Melbourne,
Yeah.
so I'm going to have like some money there. The only thing is I would need to make like proof to like the wife that if I'm going to take out
I mean,
an extra 30 grand or something, she understands. She knows what I'm doing. Like I'm not hiding anything, but she's like still skeptical. I can just tell.
Yeah.
She supports me and goes, "Yes, you can do it," but I still deep down she's like, "I don't really want you to spend this money to do the mentorship and stuff like that." Yeah. So, like if I can get back the mentorship fee in, I don't even know how long that's possible. Then from then I can say, look, I've earned 15 grand in 3 months or something. Then I can go like, if I invest in another 20 grand, I'm gonna.
well, I'm not saying you'll need more than that, but it may get to a point where it's like bankroll is potentially holding you back and pushing yourself further. Yep. So it may be a decision you have to make to invest more into it.
Yep.
But if you don't want to, then it's completely manageable with that. It just means potentially you make slow progress if we get to a stage where...
It would be more about that, like, once we sell the house, like we don't like have, until we buy a new house, we're not going to have like, we're not going to really need the money.
You're renting that out and living off the rental income now?
We rent here.
And then renting a place here. Is that kind of just covering each other? No, because you got the mortgage there too. Yeah.
But so it costs us a fortune. It's a fucking. I always wanted investment properties. I was like, because like my generations get investment properties if they are. Now I've actually got one and I like rent vesting. It's like JP ago. It's a scam. It costs us a fortune. Like I just got there was a water leak. I got a water bill the other day for 4 grand. It wasn't like I'm not even in there.
Yeah.
Like, and we have to pay like I think it's like $200 a week extra to cover it, and we get nothing back at tax. When they say, "Oh, you get money back at tax," it costs you. Fucking bullshit. You don't get fuck all.
So you own that one place in Melbourne?
Yeah, but we're in the process of selling.
And then what, you're just going to sell that, buy again here?
Yeah. Because where we're renting, like the 3 kids, like our backyard would be like the size of that little thing. Like it's nothing.
What do you pay if you don't know
$670 a week.
Fuck. Pretty cheap. But fucking
Cheap.
for where I live and grew up.
Oh, where you grew up?
Oh, mate.
Yeah, Sydney. Yeah.
In the Southern Shire, you can't get a fucking 3-bedroom place for less than $1,000 a week.
Yeah, so it's like Melbourne's opposite though.
I live in a 2-bedroom apartment for $750 a week.
So my house is out like Mooroolbark, which is like 2 stops further than Croydon. We get $500 a week for 870 square metre block, 3-bedroom. Up here I've got like a 300 square metre block, like it's a shoebox, and I pay $670. So I pay $170 more than I would in Melbourne as rent. But house prices are worth more. So yeah, with Bankroll, if I can prove that it works to my wife and say, look, I've made 15 grand in I don't even know how long that's possible to do that. So this is another thing why you said, why am I doing this? If I can do this, and then if this gives me like enough
To help pay back the mortgage.
pay the mortgage down, whatever it might be. Also, if I wanted to start something else, like an online business or something like that, I can do match betting, I can do online business. Like, it's more like trying to like do something for me and like grow my skills. Like, I honestly don't know exactly where I'm going to be. I just know that I'm focusing on this, and if I can make like decent money, it might open up other opportunities.
So that, would you say that's your main aim with this?
Your
main aim, just to try and ease up your life, in a sense?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know exactly what I want to do, but like, who knows? I could do something within like match betting or something. Like, I actually don't know. It's more just like give it a crack, and if I can make 100 grand in 12 months, what opportunities does that open? Like, I could go and do it. Like, I don't really know. I could go and do anything. So, yeah, it's more just like obviously financial. I want to make decent money because I'm on salary. I do a lot of hours. With what I've been going through personally, like the start of this year with my breakdown and burnout and breakdown and stuff like that, it's more like I don't really want to do that now. Like, I want to spend more time with my kids.
Was that to do with work?
Yeah. Well, yes, it was. Majority of it. Like, I had to travel to Melbourne a lot last year. My son got diagnosed with autism at the end of mid last year. So home life.
He's 8 now?
He's 8, yeah. So home life was like it's
How
fine.
severe is he?
Sorry?
How severe is he?
He's level 2, but he's like super high functioning. So he's like not a genius, but he's like super smart. Always gets awards at school.
Yeah, okay.
So
Does he have friends?
does, yeah, and he holds friends.
Yeah, okay.
Which is why we didn't really know, and went through the process of getting tested and stuff like that. It was like more behaviour. So it's like he's got like high social anxiety and stuff like that, and like his meltdowns are like fucking next level. So it was dealing with that, and then like I had to leave work in Melbourne. Like I think I spent like 3 months in Melbourne last year. So I'm leaving like my wife here with 3 kids, and then I had like family members pass away, and then it was a combination of like a lot of things, but then it was more like I got to a stage at the start of this year where like I didn't realise what it was until it happened. Like, I had short-term memory loss. Like, I have a phone call and I had the same phone call 5 minutes later, like complete blank. So I was like, I thought I was like dying of brain cancer or something. Like, I was.
Was that just from like stress overload? And...
Yeah, it was like complete stress and like burnout just from like doing too much, doing too many hours, and
You fixed that up now?
Yeah. So I went. It's funny. It's really funny though. It's like that happened sort of when I started match betting.
Yeah.
So it's really like, I don't know. It's just weird. But like I went to my psych and like medication. I'm fine now. Like it's more like clarity. Like, since I've had to go through what I went through, it's the clarity of like, now we're selling the house. Now I want to invest in me to do something like this. So it's sort of been a blessing in disguise that I've actually done it. Because now it's more realising what I want. So, not exactly what I want, but I want to do this, and then...
Or try something different.
Try something, yeah. So, just hearing stories like of you and stuff like that, of what you've done so young. If I could make 300-400 grand, I could pay my house off in the next 5 years. And then what does life look like? Do you know what I mean? Like, then I'm 40, I don't have a mortgage, an extra $700 a week. Like, you know, like you can do anything really. It's more that. It's more trying to do something, invest in me, learn new skills, and then go from wherever. So.
Is your son much maintenance? Yeah. What's that to do with?
He's on like melatonin now at nights, which is only one. Since he's had that, his sleep's got a lot better. He has meltdowns, but not as like to the level he was. It's more like process. So, like, if we want to go out on a Sunday, we need to tell him on Friday we're going to go and do this, we're going to do that, and then if it changes, it's like fucking hell, like World War III, like flips it. Even if it's something that knows that he'd have fun at, he can't process it. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do this. Like it's really like even like bedtime. You got an hour, then you got 45 minutes, and then you got half an hour before bed. And you got to do your teeth in 10 minutes. Like it's really like.
So he like prefers to live his life by a calendar.
Pretty much, and we have to like do it. So it's draining. Like, and then if I work late, like my wife's got to do 3 kids, school drop off. So it's like it's a lot because like people see autistic, it's like non-verbal.
Yeah.
When we were saying, my wife was saying for years, there's something not right. There's nothing that there's something wrong with him, but he's different. Like it's even the way that we had to parent, like his discipline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, I was telling you for years, but it's because he can like hold friends and stuff like that, and he's really smart. It seems like he's normal, but we live with him, so we know that obviously what goes on. But yeah, he's just like super smart. So I think that's where there's so many levels to it that people don't know. Like I didn't know what really autism was until I had my son that's autistic.
But he will be able to function as an adult without care or anything?
Yeah, I think he will be. It's more because he's got like he's so highly strung with his anxiety and stress, the social stress. I would do worry about that side of it.
Yeah.
Functioning, I think like jobs and stuff, I think he'd be fine because he is really smart. But yeah, like the socially side, like I'll worry about obviously depression and stuff, and if he's going to be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
I think like you don't really know. Like he's only 8, so it's a hard one. But it's more, it's sort of funny how things happen with like everything that I've sort of been through, like the start of this year and that where I'm at now. Like I said, it's just more clear with decision making and stuff. So, like I don't know. Well, I don't know what's possible. Like you're saying, like what do you think is like possible? Like when I say like 15,000, then I can probably say I can
Honestly,
reinvest it.
Depends on the person. Yeah. Like some people fully take this, and like I've had people in the same situation as you telling me that I'm fucking gonna do this, do that, and then it gets to actually doing it, and then they don't message me for a month. Like I've had one bloke just fully pulled out, he just didn't want to do it. I've had another bloke who just hasn't contacted me in 2 months, won't reply to me.
Really?
Yeah, but then I have other blokes who fucking message me every day, and they've been like that for the last 6 months. And then them guys obviously do way better than...
Do you know why that some are doing it and some aren't? Are they giving any reason or inkling of why? What do you think it is?
They're just not a priority in their life. Like sporadic decision maybe. They come back to it in patches and then go away from it again. But generally the people who want it bad enough achieve what they want.
Yeah, because like you were saying, like you can earn as much as you want, like it's uncapped, like in your podcasts and stuff like that. That's where I'd like that to someone that has never done it. And if you spoke to a lot of people, they'd be like, bullshit, like how is it uncapped? Like that's sort of what I'm excited as well. Like,
well, how much can you make is fully dependent on what you put into this. Like,
so if I was putting the hours that I'm doing currently, I reckon I would do it almost. Some days I might have 2 or 3 days off, where I like to do a Saturday and I might do a little bit of Sunday, and then I'm like, I'll just leave it till like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I do it every day.
Yeah.
To some.
No, it's
some degree.
One the hours putting into it, but then what are you doing? It's your ability to kind of logically make decisions as well, like in that time, which is something you just learn from doing it repetitively. I mean, generally though, I have no doubt most people could get to 10k a month without
10k a month.
Yeah. Without much. If they're pushing toward it, there won't be a whole lot of friction to that point. And then to go above and beyond that takes a special character to excel beyond there.
When you say special character, like what sort of traits or what sort of what do you need to get above that?
they all have in common the ability that they just want to learn.
Want to learn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's guys, they just have their structured lessons, go on, do what they're told, and just keep doing that. They don't change anything else. But then the guys who excel, they go experiment with shit, ask me questions, like they're booking calls with me randomly. They're just trying to do shit. They're trying to make something happen with it, even though they're doing what I've already told them, doing what that is. They're trying to go above and beyond that as well. So that's probably the main differential. Now, whether it takes a smarter person to actually do that in the first place, I'm not sure. But that's what they all have in common for sure. They're just willing to take that next step above where they already are. And they're always trying to kind of improve something.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like I'll have to, like I can't learn it myself. Like maths and stuff, I've never been good. Someone said, what's the percentage of whatever? I'd be like, I've got no idea. I literally can't work it out. So I have to ask. That's why I said sorry for the start, because I'll be like hassling, what do I do here? What do I do there? Because otherwise I won't learn. Like it's just, and that's why I think why I was so active in the Discord is because I can't do it myself. Like I can follow, like if someone tells me do this, I can do that. But to actually learn, like I still, like with the fudge method, I don't even know how we would even start to work that out. Like I was like, how do you even think, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this?
Yeah.
I just don't understand that.
He's just special, very gifted.
I'm obviously, like everyone, I'm just not like that, and that's why I have to learn. And I think that's another big reason why
But that's a skill in itself, though. It's not like, obviously he's just born at a high level, but like I'd say I'm pretty similar to him in the fact that I can pick up on things and like grade shit, but that hasn't come about from me just sitting here on my ass. Like that's come about from me to actually fucking give it a crack for periods on periods.
Yep.
Whether he's been the same or not, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'd say that's more of a skill than.
Yeah. Okay. Do you reckon you can learn it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's more so just like putting yourself. I forget. There was a quote that I heard something, but it was like, if you can put yourself, if you're here, you're never going to get to here. But if you're here, you know half of what's kind of already out there, which potentially gives you enough room to push there. But if you don't even start, then how are you ever going to get past that point?
Yep.
So just dipping your toes in the water is going to push you further than you would without even trying, essentially.
Yeah.
In relation to obviously putting yourself in a position to do extra shit than just whatever we're here doing.
Yeah.
Because that's the beauty of this too. Like obviously you'll have a direction and the idea of what we want to achieve and where we want to take this, but having that knowledge allows you to push it in whatever direction you want to push it in as well.
Yeah. So I'll learn like different things that I can go
different non-promo strategies. Like there's a guy, you'll learn a bunch of non-promo strategies, and you can either treat them as just a little defense thing, a little side thing. But then I've got a guy and he's like to me, man, this is insane. Like I'm gonna try and turn over $200,000 a month on this non-promo stuff. So he's making 10 to 20k a month just on non-promos, just because he's like, fuck this, I'm good, I'm doing well at this, I've clocked this.
So he's just learnt something that he knows works, and then he's just
taking that to the next level. Whereas other guys don't do that because they're just like, they don't see the vision that he sees it as.
How much time does that take him?
He doesn't work.
Who doesn't work? Yeah.
He's just taken that on his, like people do that for sure, and I could tell him people do that, but like whether you actually go out and do that yourself,
you don't know if it's okay. What do you think's realistic? Like
on a base level, like I want to get you to a $200 unit size on the system and the sports system, and that number I showed you before, even if you cut 50k off that, you've still made like 80k in a year. Like,
so what I had this, I don't know where it sort of come from, but I had like I wanted to make 50 grand by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Which is sort of 8 months,
Yeah.
7-8 months. Do you think that's achievable?
Yeah.
Really? I just threw it out there because I thought,
Yeah.
I've made $1,500 in 4 months. Fuck it, let's just chuck an extra 48 on it and see everything. And that's what I was like, well, again, starting with you, I didn't know exactly where I could get to.
100% possible, yeah. Once it starts compounding, it just fucking goes from here to just a...
Is that going to be a bankroll thing?
No, just knowledge.
Okay.
Bankroll comes as a byproduct of the knowledge you gain, what you do.
So if I could make 50 in the next 8 months, I could make 15 in the next 3. Or is it more like
it's tough to put a number on it because I can't tell you what you're going to do exactly. I don't know how much you're going to put into this, or it's like tough to comment. But like 50 in 8 months is very doable.
Yeah. And so I was sort of getting along the lines of, is it? I know like the system is like you do little bits and then 12 months it goes thing. Is it sort of going to be the same? Because I'm learning for the first 3 months or whatever. Yeah.
And it'll just get to a point where you do a 3K month and then your next month will make 12K. And then it's just like, fuck. Like I went from...
So it jumps really quick.
Yeah. I think I went from like 8 to 10K lifetime profit in my first like 6 months. And then my 7th month was 12.5K profit. My next month was 18, next month was 26, and I had like a 46K month. I made 45K in 3 days.
45 in 3 days.
This is before I knew what I knew now though. Like if I was match betting now, I reckon I can make 100K a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever do it? To test it?
I need to not be doing anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if I wanted to,
You'd have to take like a month holiday and then do it.
Not like a month. I'd be doing it for 6 months. I'd be moving overseas and just match betting full time.
Yeah.
And just traveling the world match betting. That's the only way. But if I'm doing this, reality is I don't have the time and mental energy to do that.
Yeah.
It's definitely that's my backup plan.
Backup plan. Well, like you're saying,
If all else fails, I've got that to fall back on.
But even when you say that, like, you can do 100K a month. So realistically, you can just go, I want to buy a house in 6 months. I'm just going to match bets for 6 months, pay cash, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Because I'm only at the start, my mind actually can't fathom that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Yeah. But like this would be different to what you go through and experience. Like I've been sort of going to uni since I finished school. Match betting's been the only thing I fucking know.
Yeah.
Match betting, business and money. Like that's my whole life.
Yeah.
Like
That's crazy. What about the setup? Because I know JP said that I have to do a new spreadsheet.
Yeah.
What's the go with that?
I'll just put you on like a tracking sheet as we need for different things.
So do I track? Because my tracking is pretty in depth.
Yeah. I'll speak more about that when we actually get to it. Like we can have a look at your sheet more specifically and go through it then.
Yeah.
Now, what do you expect from this?
Expect? It's a good question, actually. I don't know. Because I don't know. Like we're saying, like I can do 50K in the next 8 months. Because I don't know that yet.
Yeah.
I don't really have any sort of expectations. Yeah. So obviously, I want to earn as much money as I can, and I've said like I'd love to earn what you've earned.
Or even not just an earning. Like, what do you expect from me to help you with, or like just this generally? Not even from a financial perspective.
Like my mindset has changed a lot. Like I know you guys talk about like mindset a lot. My mindset's changed a lot from even when I started.
Yeah.
And I think like when I was saying before is I've started things. I tried MLM for a little bit and then I did that and I was full in that and it sort of didn't work, so I moved on. I sort of want to do something and then stick to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this is different and why I'm sort of spending the money, because like I enjoy it, but I sort of want to prove that I can do something and sort of stay to it. Like I've stayed in the same jobs and stuff like that, but it's more like...
Do you want to prove it to yourself as well?
I think so, yeah. Like and to other people as well, because like there's always, not joke, but then there's like, I feel like, they haven't really said it, but I feel like people think that I sort of just jump from one thing to another. I'm never sort of steady in one thing.
You tell them about it and then they're like...
Yeah, like I've told my mates, but I can just think, like I said, like match betting, I showed them little things, but I can just sort of, they don't really say anything about it, but I can just sort of tell, oh, this is something else that I've come up with.
Yeah.
Or I just want to prove to myself that I know I can do the work, but it's more like I just want to stick at it
And see where it takes you.
and see where it takes me.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing. Like, yeah, I just like, and if it's working, I know that I'm going to stick to it, because what's the point in changing? But it's more that, I think that's probably the main thing. I just knowing, like I run like.
Just guidance to take you to that.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's more. Obviously, the main thing that I really want help with is my non-promoing, because I know if I don't leak any money with my non-promos, like my profit is such, I know that I would be a lot higher than I am. Bonus turnover, it's like I don't even sort of think about it now. I just sort of know, oh yeah, that'll do. That's going to get matched. So I'm okay with that. And even like putting the non-promos, like I said, I am, for the even matches, I am pretty high. We're not going to use Betfair as it is anyway, but my percentage will be pretty high, I think. I haven't actually gone through it, but it's more when I fuck up, I lose all my profit. So it's more just guidance and that, and then, I don't know, I'm just going to try and be a sponge and learn everything that I can from you, really. Like,
Is there anything you want to know about me that you don't already know?
Not really. No, like, it's more like, it's, I don't know, it's funny, it's like you're so young, but you're sort of like, even that I'm older, and I'm older than a lot of people, it's more that I look up to what you've done. And it's like, well, why can't I do anything like that?
I'd say I operate fairly different to most 20-year-olds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. I know what I was doing when I was 20. But I don't know, like it's...
All my mates are fucking 30.
They're all 30.
Way older than me, yeah.
It's funny you say that. All my mates are like 3 years older than me too.
Yeah.
I think it makes you grow up and mature a lot quicker, because it's the people you're hanging around with. And I've never had as a mentor as such. Like, I think that's another thing. Like when you try and do things and there's people that teach you things or stuff, I've never actually had someone to go, okay, let's do this. And like I've been into like personal development for ages, and they're like, just find someone that's done it and copy step by step what they've done. So, and that's in business or anything like that. Like,
It's the same shit, yeah.
it's going to be the same shit. And I think that's a mindset thing. Like, because I've been absorbing so much like personal development stuff like for years. I think until I've actually had a clear mind, like again what I've gone through and stuff, I think a clear mind. I've procrastinated on making decisions for years. But my wife said we should have sold the house when we moved up here. I held on to it 3 years because I wanted an investment property, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm clearer. It's like, I've listened to this, well, why not find someone that's done something? And again, that's why I've sort of gone into it as well. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm going to make the money back, and now, I don't know, I just want to learn everything I can off you, and then just have someone as a mentor, really, and just work it together. So
I always ask for sheer interest. You're not like, no one's ever concerned by my age or like how young I am compared to them, or how like little life experience I've had compared to other people. Is that, like, why do you think that is?
what are you saying? Not many people do have that?
Obviously, it's a fair investment to work with someone like myself. Why? Or have you looked at it more from like, you want to work with the company and the company trusts me, so...
I think it's more from, again, not knowing. I've made no profit. I'm just sort of going out on trust. But I just feel like it's probably, I don't know if you're into it, but like I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Random that I got on at that to see it like a reel, and then she's like it goes for like flower shops, and then she's got one for betting, like my sister. Like she doesn't bet really, so like why is that sort of come? Why has everything happened in the last 6 months of my life to get me to here? And I think I just like trust really. I don't know. Like it's the same with the mentorship thing. I couldn't give a shit if like I know people on thing that are making millions and millions of dollars on property development or something. They're like mid-20s. Like it doesn't really matter age. If someone's done something, well then just go and do what they've done and go and learn from them. And then even like I said to the boys, I said even if I get to half as good as Lenny, it's still 10.5k months. Like that's more than I'm earning now doing 60.
Tax free as well.
But yeah, like do you know what I mean? Like it's more like I think without it, like I spoke to JP once and then I just jumped in. Like I went system and then platinum squad like straight away. So I sort of went all in and it was just off like trust really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just built like over your content and stuff like that, like listening and learning and. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You get a gauge from people when you listen to them for a while.
Yeah, like.
Have you done much betting before?
On and off.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say full degenerate,
Yeah.
but I've had times where I've gone in like punters clubs with mates and then we've gone, the stupid ladders that like, what is it? What's that show? Get it on, the racing thing?
Get on,
Yeah, Get On, and then they're like the Let It Ride. Yeah. So me and my brother-in-law did that for a bit. I did it with mates. I think we got it up to like $4,000 once, and then I was on night shift, and it was like a rule that everyone sort of agrees on the bet. I was on night shift. I woke up, and they put the $4,000 on the cat ticket, whatever it was, and he fucking lost. And I'm like, you fuckheads, you just lost $4,000. So it's not like full.
But you don't have like a bone in your body to go fucking gamble.
To punt?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to like punt as such.
Like you have self-control.
I do have, yeah. It's more.
That's my reason I'm asking. Yeah.
Yeah, like I do enjoy a punt.
Yeah.
Like I always sort of had. Like go to the casino and play blackjack.
Yeah.
Hate pokies. From at dinner, I might put $20 in to try and win dinner.
Yeah.
But I haven't even done that occasionally. Like the last times we've been out for dinner. It's more not punting. There's been urges of like, if I haven't got a match, like a $2 match, and I'm like, oh fuck, should I just keep it instead of taking start price?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should get matched at the start. I've been burnt by it a couple of times, and then now after I got burnt, it's sort of a lesson just to take start price. Like I'm losing profit, yes, by taking it, but if I take it and I lose $20 like I did on Jimmy Star or whatever it was, well, I could have lost $100 instead of losing 30 by not taking it because he came last from the jump. So I've sort of done things like that to try and save, but then once I've done it, then I don't sort of do it again.
Yeah.
But other than going to bet, like I'm going to go and chuck $100 on something, nah. Like I don't, because it's now like I'm trying to save all the profit I can. So it's more just mistakes that I've made, just in mainly non-promo league. So, but yeah, like I said, I've been out for dinner and haven't gone to the pokies like I usually would. Yeah. So even that's just like a little change. Like I used to always do it. Every time I went to dinner, $20. Not that we go out for dinner very often, but yeah, it's just, I think that's another mindset thing that I'm like, well,
what's the point? Like you're gonna lose long.
What's the point? Yeah. So.
Well, that's pretty much all I have for you today. Yep. Is there anything else you want to ask? But
not really. It's more just.
So from here, I'll send you a link to book in a call with me.
Yep.
And basically, feel free to book in your first lesson whenever from now. My schedule's, I work pretty much all hours except for Tuesday, Thursday nights, got footy training. Saturday, I'm pretty much out all day. So if I don't respond to you on a Saturday, I'm footy. If I'm on my phone, I'll respond, but generally not on my phone much. I take calls on Sundays, pretty much any hours outside of that. If you want to do an early morning one, if you want to do a later night one, shoot me a message if it's not in my calendar and you can't book it. But if not, just book it in my calendar.
So just book through your calendar?
Yeah, if it doesn't work, whatever you want a time that's not in there, just send me a message and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, okay. So like how much, like, because if I've got, I drive a lot,
Yeah.
so I'm on the road,
Yeah, it's probably not great because you want to be kind of concentrating.
more sitting down.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Taking notes as well.
yep. Is there anything that you need to know from me? Like other than, like, I know you said that I didn't need to bring anything. Like what do you want?
I've got it.
Hey?
I've got it.
Now? That's it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's what we've just been speaking.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I thought it meant like, do you, like...
No. So I'll get, if I need anything else, we'll get it through when we go learning and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, from here we'll just have structured lessons. You'll kind of know what you have to do from that. You'll know when the next one's going to be. In the meantime, you can ask me any questions. Book another call if you want to go over something again.
Yep. I'm gonna be mind blown, I think.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. I'm excited.
He's a bit of a clean slate. He's different to other people, as in he hasn't, like, a lot of the people I've worked with have a fair base with their match betting. They've kind of had 1 to 2 years history or 6 months plus, whereas he's only had 3 months history, and he's made about 1K profit, which is a hell of a lot less than everyone else. But he just wants to make as much as he can with it in terms of money and like opportunity. So he's decided to jump in and take it for what he can, essentially.
So, clear as day, Wemby, beginner, starting out, but wanting to take the absolute max that he can out of this opportunity. Not only with his profit that he's going to make from match betting, but just as a general life thing. He just wants to stick to something and give it a crack for a decent period of time. If you want to watch more mentorship program stuff, on your screen is a playlist. Go into that, watch those. Plenty of interviews, plenty of other stuff in there. And finally, if you want to apply for the mentorship program, send a message to the Telegram account, Road to 150K, and we'll start your application process to ensure that you're eligible to join the mentorship program. Hopefully you enjoyed it. There's plenty more content to come. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.